Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today on British Literature through 1760, I present to you the concept of acting companies and patronage in Elizabethan England. A fascinating tale of romance, royalty, and English players. As we all know, the first theatre was only built in 1576 and was literally called the Theatre in Shoreditch, London. So actors have to travel from castle, from town to town, in order to put on their performances. However, with the introduction of theatre, this allowed our acting companies to settle down and perform accordingly.
"'Tis I, William Shakespeare, playwright extraordinaire, member of one of the strongest acting companies in England, the Chamberlain's Men. Where is my Catherine? I must speak to the actor playing Catherine." "I am here, William. What is that you request of me?" You forgot your line in the first scene in the second act of Hamlet and completely throughout the entire scene. What excuse have you for this?" "Well, William, you have to understand that I also play Ophelia and Hamlet on Monday and Viola in Twelfth Night on Wednesday after. I have so many lines to memorize, I must have mixed something up."
Acting companies often had to put on many shows in order to maintain a steady income. However, they also wanted to keep their audience coming, so they would never do the same play 2 days in a row. It could do as many as 7 different plays in 1 week. A popular or talented actor could be in a countless number of different plays. They even more rarely perform the same play twice in 1 week. "William, my dear man, I've come to see how the preparations for the newest play have been going along. I trust they are all going well?"
Lord Chamberlain, yes, of course, they're going along just fine. In fact, better than fine. It will bring in a large sum of people to see this performance that you so kindly patronize."
"Fantastic! Oh, and who might this lovely person next to you be? A fan, perhaps?"
"No, not quite, my lord. Why don't you introduce yourself?" "I'm pleased to meet you, my lord. I'm Steve."
"Steve?"
"Yes, my lord. Steve."
"So, you're a guy?"
"Well, I should hope so."
Acting companies were typically under the patronage of a nobleman, as a law passed that required actors to have a patron. This was to keep the stigma away from actors being rogues or vagabonds. Nobles would pay for the plays, and their company would typically be named after the patron, such as Shakespeare's, the Chamberlain, or King's Men. The second most popular group was the Admiral's Men, and as we all know, in Elizabethan times, it was illegal for women to be on stage, and the younger men would typically play the parts of the females. Regardless, I expect the performance to go off without a hitch today, William. This is no boys' choir. This is a troop of men. And with how long your boys have studied, I expect nothing but the best."
I promise, my lord, that today's performance will go swimmingly. If not, then I'll write a sonnet and then one of my actors will prance around in tights. But William, you do that anyway. In tights, I say.
Sorry, I'm a little slow on my feet, ladies and gentlemen. There are 2 types of acting companies. The boys' choir, which consisted of young boys conducted by a choir master that received all the profits from the performances in court chapels, and the adult company, that consisted of 12 to 25 adult men, whose main actors served as shareholders in the company and received a portion of the profits. Many of the apprentices were young boys that studied under an adult actor, who would train him in the art of the theater and provide him with the room and board, and receive the apprentice's wages until he became an independent actor. Very good. Well, I'm off to go do lordly things. Jolly good. Tea and crumpets and all that British stuff.
Goodbye, Lord Chamberlain. Goodbye.
And there you have it. Elizabethan acting companies of patronage. Until next time, I'm Mary the Monkey. Good night.